With the online radio space growing vastly, it is without a doubt that it could give mainstream radio a run for its money. On today's show, I'm joined by the founder and managing director of Opulence Radio, Tholo, to take us through the day-to-day runnings of an online radio station.
Hey, we're good luck.
And you're watching Joburg Today.
Tholo, thank you very much for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
Now tell me, why the online space?
It's the future. It's not even a brainer. Everything now is moving online, and also with the fact that it's more accessible, and people want convenience really. So it's more of embracing that space because it gives people what they want and what they need as well. So it's basically giving a solution and being proactive in terms of what is it that is relevant, what is it that is needed.
You have an online radio called Opulence Radio. Take us through the process of getting started.
Oof.
It's a long one.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Of course, everything starts with a concept, in mind, having an idea of you want to do something, and then the next question is, how do you then get to do it? Of course, you then have to put down a concept that will actually work, because also you wouldn't just start a radio station. There are many radio stations. So when you start, it's a matter of why yours. Why should people choose to listen to yours, versus others that are there. Especially because now you're going to compete with mainstream media that they've been there for years. I mean, they've got millions and millions of listeners. So it was a matter of doing a lot of research to basically try to find out and understand how it works, and also then to say, what is it that will be unique about this one? That when it comes forth, people would actually choose it, over others. So then it's issues of resources. You need equipment for you to get connected. And obviously, it's a matter of you have to get a certain type of equipment that will work. And I think also the advantage with that is that with online space, you don't really have to go big like, traditional radio stations would do. Then it's a matter of human resources. You need presenters as well, because then you also have to make a decision. Do you want it to be live? Do you want it to be podcast? Is it 24/7 or is it on specific hours? You look at all of those, and then it's a matter of how do you then start and get it going? But most importantly, how do you get people to know about it?
Now, you touched on differentiating, making sure that you stand out from the many that there are.
Yeah.
How would you say Opulence Radio stands out?
What makes it stand out is because it's about lifestyle, right? So the programs, I would say, we call it specialized, right? Specialized in the sense that we've got a cooking show which focuses only on cooking. We've got a show that focuses only on LGBTQI plus issues, not just the feature, but the whole show. We have a travel show that focuses on everything travel, so that is basically what distinguishes it from others, that, it gives specific shows that throughout that show, though there are different segments, but it focuses on a particular topic.
The online space is not a very easy space to navigate.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you have occurred along the way?
Sure. A lot. It's a lot. But I think like any other business, the main thing is resources, right? Because you realize that you can be able to do so much, but because you have limited resources, you are unable to reach, your plan as quicker as you'd like to. And also now with the load shedding that is happening so much, it also is a big challenge in a sense that you can be streaming, but you'd find that other people that want to tune in, they don't have, the means of connecting because they don't have backup system or anything like that. And you'd actually see that when you look at your statistics, that at this particular time in this area, you don't have numbers, because our statistics are able to show us, different geographical areas. So it's then things like that then you find that you could have been 5 steps ahead, but because of such challenges, now you're more like 1 step, and it takes you back, and you have now to find a way to manage that. But also is that as much as the younger generation understands online and they're embracing it, the older generation, it's a bit of a challenge, And you see that many times when you want to work with different brands, you present a proposal, and they're more like, will it work? And then you get questions like, we've seen the others that came and, they died. Why should we invest in yours? Why would this work? So now it's things like that you have to deal with on a daily basis.
Now, how does one make financial returns with such a platform?
Yeah, look, generally with radio, you'll make financial returns by selling airtime, whether it's through specific interviews that people would want to promote, their products or services, or to give information out, or through advertisements that you do. But then you also have to be creative in terms of what are other means, that you can pursue to make sure that you generate income. So we'll then do things like the outside broadcasts, the events as well, so you basically have to think of different ways that you can actually, try out and see if they can generate some kind of income.
Now, take us through the selection of talent. Take us through that process, not only talent, but also people that handle the production.
Yeah. So for me, because as you start the business, you basically become everything. You become the finance manager, the HR manager, everything all at once. But I think the advantage with that is I understood the vision, because I'm the vision bearer. So looking at talent, it was a matter of you're looking at for me, more than anything, is the drive. Does this person want to be on radio? Do they have passion to be on radio? If they don't have the talent, or rather, let me say not have, if they're not there yet in terms of the talent that they have, can you be able to teach them? Can you be able, to mentor them and coach them to get there? Because if a person doesn't have the passion for that, which unfortunately for some people it's a matter of wanting to be famous or being a celebrity, and it doesn't happen overnight, and others, they just love the idea of radio, and they get to it, they realize that it's actually work, because you have to prepare before and sometimes even after, so for me, more than anything, it was looking at passion, and then looking at talent. Is the person able to be behind the mic and actually deliver what needs to be delivered?
When starting such a platform, what are some of the key factors that one needs to consider?
Sure. The main thing is you have to be able to be consistent for you to be able to grow. So now you need to make sure that you've got the right resources. As I said, material resources, your equipment that you use, and that they function very well, because they can, for whatever reason, the system can freeze, can what is your backup, or the website can crash, then what is your backup? So you basically have to be able to anticipate such things. But also, we've spoken about talent as well, to say the people or presenters that you work with, are they people that are committed, are people that will be there on time, and hence I'm speaking about passion. If they've got passion, these are people that will always make sure that they're there. Also, behind the producers, that puts the work together for presenters to deliver. What kind do you get? How do they think? How do they look at things? Do they understand also what the mandate of the station is about, and what is it that you want to drive? Can they be able to get that kind of content for them to be able to put it out? But also is, how do you put yourself out there for you to be the preferred radio station, right? Because now you have so many competitors. As I said earlier, that others have been there for years. They're doing very well. They've got all the equipment they need. They've got basically all the resources they need. So how do you then are able to get in and take space in that environment? Yeah, those are, I think, the most important things that you need to look at. Finally, I would say also how you have to think about how do you sustain yourself, because the idea of starting any business really is for you to exist for a long time. So in the midst of every challenge that will come along the way, how are you able to make sure that you push forward to make it sustainable, that it gets to be there for a long time?
And as we wrap up the conversation, Tholo, 5 years down the line, where do you see Opulence Radio?
Sure. See Opulence Radio really having penetrated the rest of Africa, because the idea is we are online. Why not have presenters from other parts of the African continent, presenting shows from there? Because as a continent, we are one thing. And for me, more than anything, as Opulence Radio, we need to tell our African stories to the world, because many a times the world comes to us and interpret our stories in their own way. And this is the space that we can actually use to do that. But also having an aspect of the TV side, because it's about lifestyle. So people also want to have visuals of what is happening. So, developing in that side that we put audio and visuals together. And because, it's an online space, so why not do that?
Tholo, thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure.